Howdy folks, Lift here, and in this video I'm going to attempt to hook up this button, big shiny red candy-like button, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, to a PC. And basically I want to make a ninja thingy. And so this thing has a screw right here, which maybe you can't see, but it has a little screw here. I need to take the battery out too. But yeah, I want to hook it up to a PC, and then I'm going to use some script to basically allow this thing to remote start and stop a timer, especially stopping a timer at the end of a ninja course. So I think I can do this, and we'll put those over there. And so it looks like this thing is two pieces of plastic that are hooked together. Let me see if I can maybe get this top piece. Oh yeah, this top piece comes out. Cool. Okay, so if we pull, it looks like the tabs are on the sides. If this video isn't coming out well, then I will just take some photos and put stills over it. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're prying the sides out from underneath the tabs. There we go. Okay, well that was easy enough. So what happens is when you press this button, it just makes contact here, and there are more screws right here holding on the circuit board. So basically what I need to do is put the contacts on here up to, whoops, I need to hook the contacts on here to the ones here so that it connects the circuit as if you had pressed this button. So I just need to get to the back of that and find where the button is, and then I should be able to just run some wires out of it. Let me see. I'm assuming this is, the tabs are holding this in too. There's a switch on the side too, so I got to be careful. Let me see. I don't want to break the circuit board. But yeah, they make like a timing system. You know, there's some timing systems for sale, but they're like a lot of money. And this isn't. So there you go. And there's also a laser hooked to this thing. Let's see. That is a volume switch. Okay. So down here is a little volume switch, which we should be able to pull out like that. There we go. And so this thing right here is actually a laser pointer, because this thing is, in case I didn't make that clear, since I totally didn't mention what this is. This is just a PowerPoint presentation tool thingy. That's the technical term for it. And let me see, it looks like I'm going to have to grab a voltmeter and find out if there's an easy place I can hook into those contacts, because if you look at the other side of the circuit board, it is actually like a multi-layer circuit board, so it's not like these come through to the other side. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. And so yeah, let me grab a voltmeter and we can mess around with this. Okay, we've got the voltmeter and multimeter, whatever you want to call it. And so this is the continuity setting. So whenever we have a complete circuit, then we know we get the beeping whenever we have a complete circuit, is what I was trying to say there. So let me see if, trying to check. Let me see, we have normally closed, normally open, and common. Yep, there we go. Okay, so those are the two we want on this end. We want this one and this one. And then need to figure out if there's anything on here that I can do. Trying to see if I could take this laser off. I don't think I'm going to be able to peel it out and then get it back in. So I think I'm going to leave it off there. And there are some tiny little, I need glasses here because they're so tiny. There are some tiny little leads that look like maybe like they're coming out of there. But we'll see. So there's a ground there. Let's see if we can hit that one there. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough putting it through here. And I'm not sure that even if those are valid, if I'm going to be able to let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to solder onto those points because they're like microscopic here. So there's volume up and volume down. The thing is, I want to be able to I want something that it can easily capture, because I'm not sure. You know what? What about these right down here? Let's see. Oh, those are just caps. Okay, never mind. Those are caps that go all the way through the board. Little electrolytic caps. Yeah, I need to. That's the battery. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this thing and see if I can find where the traces go from these. And maybe I can just, yeah, I'm just going to have to mess around with it. So I will let you know if I figure that out. Okay, one lunch later, and I think I was going about this wrong. So instead of trying to hook into the contacts, because I'm not going to be physically pushing this button anyway, so I'm thinking I can peel off this top layer here. So we'll see if we can do this. And because, yeah, this is just a piece of metal that when you push on it, it's convex, and when you push on it, it's like one of those little popper things. And so there is an inner ring and an outer ring. And actually, I have markers here so I can show you what I mean. Kind of handy that I'm working on a whiteboard. But yeah, there is an inner ring and an outer ring. Good thing I didn't use red, right? And so when you press down on the thing, the piece of metal, it connects these two. And so that's what your, yeah, that's what your thing is. Okay, well, let's get rid of that. To the dismay of all the 12 to 14-year-olds, right? Like me. And so yeah, this is what we need to do. So we can hook up these two contacts here so that when we press this button, this closes the circuit, and we can have this, we can have something come out of this one through here and then back into this one. And so when you press this button, it will press that button. So I'm going to actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some scissors and I'm going to cut that off. And yeah, it's the little kitty craft scissors. So we'll chop this off so that we can get to it. And yeah, this is just a $10. It's just I got this for 10 bucks on Amazon. So if it doesn't work, it cost me 10 bucks to screw it up. All right, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder wires onto here and here if I can. I'm not sure if you can solder onto those surfaces very easily. But we're going to find out. So I will be right back. Okay, we have our makeshift soldering station here, and prepare for some of the worst soldering you've ever seen. And I'm sure those of you who are ETs or double ETs will probably be cringing about now. Right? Or through this part, you might want to look away. Let's see. I can't think of a way to... It's not like I'm going to attach a heatsink to this thing, so it's going to be interesting trying to get the solder to stick. Looks like it's going to. Good. Good. So let's get a little heat bridge here, if we can. Come on. I just don't want to overheat the board and ruin the potentially delicate components on the other side. And I'm not getting the little bead. Here we go. Come on. There we go. See if we can get, now we're heating it up. Okay. Now we can get some heat going between there. All right, so that's all we needed is that. We can take this wire here and I think I'm going to go this long. And so we're just going to strip the end of this here. And we're going to do the same thing on here. This was the, if you can see on here, it says NO and NC on there. One is normally open. That's the one we want. And let's see if we can, you know what, I probably want to make this, strip this a little bit farther back so I can wrap it through and then solder it on. So the biggest trick with this is that it can't be delicate. It has to be, and not just not delicate, but it has to be able to withstand. People finish a course, they're excited, and they're slamming the button. I don't know if you guys watch any of the TV shows with that, Sasuke or American Ninja Warrior or any of that stuff. But yeah, when people finish the course, they're totally on adrenaline, and they're excited, and they're pumped, and they just slam that button. So I need to make sure that this button can withstand lots of bouncing. And so there we go. We've got that end on there. We're going to put this end on here. We should be able to, I don't think I can tin this. I don't think I can tin this copper wire here either with the solder. So we'll just do this. Get this on here. Come on. There we go. We'll let it cool. And it's probably like totally wrong. I've never actually, of all the soldering I've done, I was actually a bench technician, rework technician and stuff for a while. And of all the soldering I've done, I have never actually worked with copper wire this thick. Everything I have soldered was circuit boards and braided stuff. So this is actually something new to me. And so we're going to put this other end on too. And then we're going to hook it up to the PC and test it. So we'll see. And then the other step after that is I'm going to have to figure out a housing for this thing, because it needs to be portable. It needs to be where we can put it on the course wherever people are finishing the course and slamming the button. You know, so maybe it's on top of a 14-foot warped wall. On a lot of courses, that's the last obstacle when you finish. And so if it's going to be on top of a 14-foot warped wall, it can't be like a fixture, you know. And so it's, I mean, even if it is going to be on top all the time, it still can't, it's not really something you can hook up as a fixture. So we're going to get more solder here and see if we can get this thing to stick without shorting. Whoops. Nope, I didn't let it cool fast enough, long enough, that is. See if that can hold. It looks like it's going to, and then we'll hook the other end up to, I believe it was, yep, common. So that's this one here, and we're going to go a little bit longer on this so we can wrap this too. If I can see if I can keep from giving myself more blood blisters. I don't need them on my fingers too. I've got that and that one ripped open. That's from climbing on obstacles. But yeah, so we're going to wrap this around here and solder it on, and then I can close this back up, I think. Let's see, we can put this in here. I'll have to take pictures later of what that is, because it's kind of impossible to show from here. But it's this little thing goes into a slot on the side, and it doesn't want it doesn't want to. Let's see. And my thumb is like, nah, perfect. It just fit in there. Okay. I'm going to say my thumb is like 3 times wider than it needs to be for that task. So we can go like that and stick this back in here so it's at least, yeah, there we go. So it's just kind of not bouncing everywhere. And then we can solder this thing onto here. So let's get our heat. There we go. We'll get our heat bridge here, and then we should be able to just get everything. There we go. Looks like that's good. Looks like that's a good contact. Okay. And yes, if you're soldering long term, if you're doing a lot of soldering, you do not want to be breathing that stuff in. Not good for you. So anyway, yeah, that is this. We're going to hook it up to the PC and test it. So I will be back in a second. Okay, we are back, or I am back, one or the other. And so we're going to hook in the USB dongle here. I love that word. It delights me every time. And so we're going to take this thing, we're going to turn it on. And when we push this button, it should hit tab, I believe. Oh, you know what? It helps if I... Battery. Ah? Herder. Okay, how about that? And see if anything's working here. Let's try turning it off and back on. See if we can get it to... There it is. See? If you hit this, you can even see the green light on here. Nice. So there, whoops, there is a bit of a delay, isn't there? But it will be the same delay for every person, so the time will still be relative. And the thing I gotta check is, yeah, it does that. Okay. All right, so anyway, it works, and it hits the tab key. That's one thing I do need to figure out, is maybe if that can be worked out so that, hi kitty, so that it doesn't hit alt tab. I think that's alt tab. But anyway, yeah, you know what? I think JavaScript can detect the key down instead of the key up event, and so it should be fine. And worst case is the person working the PC can go back to the right app. But anyway, that is step one. And step two is going to be, I guess if you want to call that one step. But yeah, the next step, if you can see me, the next step is we're going to do some programming. I'm going to just do something in JavaScript and whip something up. And so we're going to go to the PC, and I'll see you guys over there. All right, we're over on the PC now. And so what I've got here is I've got a basic JavaScript/HTML file, and so basically it's just an HTML, and over here, down here is our body. So we've just got a couple of elements we can put our information that we want to, our output, and then what we can do is we can listen for key events and stuff. And so these are just the constants for all the key events. And I don't actually need all this stuff in here. I just copy paste that stuff. So it's kind of a template from other programs that I use. And I've got a couple of these things fleshed out here. So the functions that I want. And so we're going to fill out these functions as we go. But the first thing I want to do is I've got a key down event. And so I want to detect the keys, because as you saw in the picture that I showed a little bit earlier, I don't know if it'll focus on there, but I ended up having to move which button it was connected to, because the top button does Alt-Tab, and that's a problem. And the other button, let me see here, we'll go to this. The other button does, what was it? Well, the other button would have worked, but I tore the pad. I overheated it and tore the pad. And so I had to hook it to the up button. And so I've got the up button there. So we've got 38. Is going to be one of them, and that's the fast click. And then if we hold it down, we get 27. Okay, and it looks like it just keeps repeating, right? And then it tries to do 116. I don't know what 116 is, so we'll see what 27 and 116 are. And so let me go back to this. So we've got our key codes are 27, 38, 116. So let's see what Yeah, 27 is escape, and 38 is up. Okay. And what is 116? 116 is F5? Huh. Interesting. I am going to have to see if I can interrupt that, because if somebody holds down the button, is it going to sit there and like refresh the page? So I have to figure out if I can make it if I can make it pull that out of the I know in other programs you can actually do that. You can pull stuff out of the key events so that they don't affect other things. But we'll see if we can get that to happen. And maybe that's why it was doing that thing. So let me see. We're going to, I think 116 was just if you really hold it down for a long time. So we'll have to see what happens there. But anyway, we've got, let me see. So if our key event is escape or, right, and let's see, we're going to do or, and then we're going to do this. So yeah, if you don't like programming, you're probably going to be really bored with this part. But I figured I would, you know, do the whole process and everything. So yeah, I was watching somebody do, I like to watch people create things and stuff, and so I figured this would be an interesting, that sort of video. It's the type of video that I enjoy watching. I've been watching somebody who's working on a marble machine that basically takes marbles and uses it, drops them on stuff to play music. It's really cool. But anyway, and the other one was up, right? And, or, let's see, we'll do this, key event equals F5. Whoops, not F%, F5. Okay. And so we can get rid of that. We can do something with this other key. Let me see. We can do like R or something, right, for reset. And then we can do that for start. So just, we want to be able to give the person at the PC the power to reset things and stuff like that too. So just in case. And I could probably even do like the space bar, so that if somebody hits the button and it's not doing anything, they can panic, hit the space bar and make it stop. So we can do that too. So we're going to do that. Space. There we go. Okay. So now we should be able to, we're just going to comment that out. And then I want to be able to start. Yeah, so we're going to use the enter key right now, and we'll end up changing that or whatever. So initialize stuff. Yep, and that should say ready. So if we save this, if we run this, it should, when we hit, I just want to make sure everything is working the way I want it to. So if we refresh this, if I hit enter, it should say ready. Yep. Okay, good. It's good. And then let me see here. Get back to this. And so the next thing we want to do, so what this does here is we have a set interval, and basically every 50 milliseconds it should run this main function. And so if running is false, this running variable is going to be true while the person is running, obviously, while the person is running the course. And then when they're done running the course, it should turn it off so that this isn't continuing to tick. So every tick, every 50 milliseconds approximately, in JavaScript is not very close to precise, but we just want it to do often to update and check and see if they've finished yet. So let me see. We're going to do run complete here. And so we want, okay, so that's going to be a different thing. All right, so we want to update the timer. And I'm just going to put in the comments here because I will probably end up putting this in C# as well, just to make it run better or something, but we'll see if it's messed up in JavaScript. But the nice thing about JavaScript is everybody's got a browser on their computer, so it should be fairly easy to make it run on anything. But let's see. We've got, this is going to be our display thing, is the WE. It's whatever. This is short for whatever. And so we're going to do, this is right now. This here should give us now minus start time, and that's where we were. And we're going to show that as a string. And so if we start that, now that's the thing, is this should already be, the main thing should already be going. Does the set interval, I don't know if I need to set interval each time. I don't remember if that's the case. Let me see. Let's look up JavaScript set interval. So yeah, I was trying to figure out if you can disable Alt-Tab to make the other one work. Let's see, JavaScript set interval. Yeah. Let's see, set interval. And we've got this method. And so, yeah, see, it should do this. It should continue calling it until clear interval is called or the window is closed or something goes wrong. So, because we can do the set timeout also. We can try the set timeout. Let's see, because that's enter, and that should start. So maybe we'll just do the set timeout. And let me see, where is that over here? So we can do set timeout. Function main. It may be that the way I'm doing this function is not correct too. And so let me see, we're going to do this. I'll have to check, but let's see. So we're going to have this every time it does this. Yep, every time it does this, it's going to call itself again. I just want to make sure, yeah, so if it does that and then it's false, it should escape that loop. I just don't want it to sit there continuously looping. So we'll try this, we'll see if this works. And that does nothing too. Let's see. Let's see what, we don't have anything in the console. So is anything running? Let's see, function main. Does it even, here, let's see. Let's see if it even runs. So we're going to hit return. Running is false. Why is running, oh. That would be why, okay. And such is programming, okay. So if I want to do that, let's see, why don't we try the interval again? Yeah, I kind of do want to do the timeout, don't I? Because if I do the interval, then it's going to keep going. So then I don't need this either, do I? Yeah, I think that was why, because you end up getting multiple timeouts going and stuff like that. So let's see. We're going to try this. I'm going to take this interval stuff out of here. And we're going to try this. So this should give us a basic timer. Whoops. Yep, there we go. So we should be able to run this. Not a number. Nice. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's see. Refresh. We're going to run it. And we're going to let it go. And why is it not a number? Not sure why it's even why it's even doing that. What do we have? I might have to do this stuff as start time is undefined. I thought we had, yeah, start run. Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to see. I kind of wrote this stuff out and then I didn't connect it all. So when we initialize, we want to do, yeah, I guess this is just going to be the same thing, right? Yep. I was going to do these as two separate things, and I think we're just going to combine them into one. And so we're going to do start time equals new date. And we're going to do these things here. And these things here. So I'm going to have to make some beep sounds, the deet, 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 that thing. And play that sound, and we're going to start the timer at -5 seconds. So it's actually going to be plus 5,000, right? Because that's milliseconds. And so this should show our time now. So let's see if we can get it to do that. We're going to go like that. Now it's doing nothing. There we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, so now we have a timer. Why does it seem like it's taking more than 1 second per second? Let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, 0. Was it just me, or was that last thing? Maybe it's because I was looking at 2, 1, 0. Okay, no, it is about the same amount of time. Okay, it just seemed like it was taking taking longer at that thing. Okay, so this is how many milliseconds, and I mean that's the kind of thing we want. And so then when the player hits that button, it's going to stop their timer. So we're going to let that run because I don't care, and we're going to go back to here. And when the run is complete, we're going to get the final time. So we're going to do this. We're going to do running equals false. So we turn off this set timeout loop, right? And we're going to get our new time. And then I also need to write in a function to format that as time. And so I'm going to have to do that, which is going to be fun. And let me see, get the final time. Why do I have two of these? Not sure why. Okay, and so run complete. And so that should work. And so let's try it. And I do this when I'm programming, is I just do a couple lines and then I test things because I hate trying to troubleshoot like 1,000 lines at a time and stuff. So generally I do, especially since I'm yapping here. But now when I hit the button, yes, it stops. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, and so we're going to try this again. We're going to start a timer, and then I'm going to hold down the button and see, make sure that actually when I hold down the button, it doesn't break stuff. And it runs it again. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it does all kinds of bad things when I hold down the button. Okay, so I guess we're just going to have to tell people don't hold down the button. Right? And yeah, because that could be bad. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Interesting. I'm wondering... Oh, you know what? You know what I need to do is I need to do... Okay, I know what it's doing. We're going to do... Let's see. Run completed once equals false. Okay, and so we're going to set this when we initialize when the person starts their run, we're going to set this to false. And I probably should make this camel case because everything else is. Okay. And yeah, I actually started programming before all that stuff started, and so camel case is not really a super ingrained habit for me. And so anyway, we're going to do, let me see, we're going to put this, and let me see, we're going to do if run completed once, Then we're going to return. So basically, let's see. I don't remember if JavaScript actually does check for equals true. So we're going to do that. So basically, once the player has actually done this, so we're going to do equals true. So the first time they push the button, this is obviously not true yet because it was set to false. So the first time they push the button, it's going to get past this, and then it's going to set it to true so that it can't get past it the second time. So now, no matter how many more times they push the button, none of this is going to happen. So we're going to try this again. And this is when I worked QA, there was an article I read one time where the person was saying that like every line of code contains more than one bug. So we're going to press this. See, now nothing more happens. So the timer is permanently stopped. And then let's see if we hold it down. Anything? Anything? Nothing? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so that refreshes it. We are going to have to figure out how to prevent it from refreshing, or I'm just going to have to make this in C#. But I think that's most of the stuff. So I need to look up, let's see, JavaScript format time. Yep. Okay. Time duration. I saw that in there. It's probably good. Seconds to time. Okay. So yeah, we're going to look up this, milliseconds to this. All right. Yeah, this looks like what we're working for. So let's see. Function to milliseconds. Okay, so milliseconds equals. Okay, so yeah, it's just that. Seconds equals. Okay, so yeah, it's just using modulus. So taking out the remainder. Okay. And then what is this? I don't think we're going to need hours, are we? And yeah, I think we're just going to do this whole function here. And let me see. Hours plus blah, 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 blah. Okay. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to take that whole thing. We're going to put it in here. Let me see. We're going to go function. Oh, you know what? That's already part of the thing. Okay. MS to time. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to add in var total time equals all this stuff. And then we're going to go document inner. Okay, so the inner HTML of this is going to be ms to time. Whoops. Total time, right? And we're going to do the same thing down here. Yeah. So why don't we just get rid of this? Take these two, and we're going to replace that one. And we're going to see if it works. And we should be able to should be able to get it as a readable. -3. Okay. And it's doing it in tenths of a second. Okay. And then when we stop. Okay. Cool. So let me see what we can do as far as getting, what is this doing here? Divided by 100. Okay, so if we take that out, whoops, if we take that out, it should now let us see the milliseconds. Yep. And then we'll probably, I can probably reformat the negative, positive, or something like that. And what we can do is, and let me see, we are going to need minutes, so I'm going to let that run for a second and see how it does. Obviously, it should do fine on minutes, but we're going to look at what we can do as far as let's see, if total time is less than 0, then we can do blah, blah, blah. Else, whoops, we can do this. So we'll put that in there. So now if our total time is less than 0, then we just want to do, I think we're going to do, let me see, we're going to copy this function and we're going to do seconds. Yeah. So we're going to do seconds, and seconds equals negative. Or you know what we could do, if total time is less than 0, we can do, okay, we're going to do negative time. Let's just do this. We're going to make negative time. We're going to go that, we're going to go document equals blah, blah, blah. Negative time. So if we do this, it's going to call this one and it's going to do negative time. And so it's not going to bother with milliseconds equals whatever. Yeah, I don't care. And then seconds is going to be, minutes is going to be negative. So we're going to do minutes equals negative minutes. Whoops. And I mean, I could probably do this whole thing in one function and use a flag if it's negative or whatever, but I'm just going to do this. I'm lazy. And it's not a gigantic program, so it doesn't matter if it's a little spaghettified. So we're going to do that. And we're going to see. And it should be fine as far as we're not going to have to worry about the run completed being negative time, right? And so we're going to go to this. And okay, yeah, it is doing fine with the minutes and seconds. Okay, so we're going to refresh. We're going to start 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, see, it's just kind of weird. So I might have to do a separate way of parsing this. So we've got, because it's showing like negative seconds. Oh, you know what? I don't want to do negative minutes. I want to do seconds. That's why. It's negative seconds. Right? Let's try this one more time. And we'll see if this is going to work. So 3, 2, 1. There we go. Perfect. Okay, cool. And so now what I need to do is I need to come up with some times, some beeps for the start. And so let me get something figured out for that, and I will be back in a second. All right. We're back, and I'm going to try to make some sound effects here. So let me see. I want to generate a tone, I think. And we're going to do a square wave. I think we're going to do a square wave. And we're going to try 0.8. Yeah, I guess we're going to do it full blast. And we're going to do it for 0.5, right? Half a second. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, right? So we're going to do that, and then we should be able to, let me see, insert silence for a half a second, right? 5. So let's see what this sounds like. This is probably going to be really loud. You should turn down your speakers. Or let me see, let me just do this. Let me turn this down, because this is going to be really loud. Yeah. Okay, so do I want that to be a lower tone is, I think, the question here. So let's go to the end, because it's like middle C or whatever, right? We're going to go tone. and we're going to go 220. Whoops, 220, and we'll try that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work better. I want something that'll carry. Let me try one more. And 330, something between that. So what is that, like G? Yeah, actually, I think that'll work. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of all this. We're going to generate a tone, 330 hertz. Then we're going to go to the end, generate silence, half a second. We're going to, let's see, we're going to go in here and is it just me? Let me see. There we go. We're going to copy. Whoops, we're going to bring this back to the beginning too. Can I do that? If I can do that, right? So this is Audacity. This is a free, for those of you who don't know what this is a free program for doing sound editing and WAV files and stuff. So we're going to have that. So that's the boop, boop, boop. And then the last one is going to be the, let's see, 660 hertz, right? And so let's see how this sounds. Okay, and then we can actually, let's undo that, and we're going to go to the end, and we're going to go tone, I think, is it a full second? Let's see if that sounds right. It just seems like it's maybe 2/3. No, that is right. Okay, so that's our sound. It's probably going to be really loud. I wish I could do something to make it, let me see, can I select all? See if I can do something to make it, it's too pure, if you know what I mean. I kind of want to do, I don't know if noise reduction goes negative, right? Really like to do something that could make it, let me see, maybe a, no, not really. I don't want it to echo because it's going to be a big room for most of those places. There's going to be enough of that. I don't really think, if you guys know of anything that could do something cool like that, let me see. Oh, it's just got to be a stereo track. Okay. Well, never mind. That's good enough for now. And so we're going to save that. And then I'm going to open another Audacity window here. And we'll see if we can do another, let's see, new. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right. So we can save this one here in a bit. And then we can do, we need like the buzzer sound. Right? And so the closest thing I've got to that, because the buzzer is like the, you know, so the closest thing I've got to that is, right? So I'm kind of thinking, I'm going to try this. So we're going to see, I don't know if, no, it's not going to let me, it's not going to let me do that unless this is all the way extended, is it? Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get a horn of this, and then we can like do some pitch and pitch changing and all that stuff on it. I love the little the little sparklies on it too and stuff. But we're going to try recording this and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so as you see here, it was too loud. It was overdriving. Let me try this again. For those of you who are listening on an actual, like, without headphones, and your spouse or kids are going, "What are you watching?" Right? And is your face as red as mine? Okay, that looks good. All right, so what we can do is we can chop out all this other stuff, right? And so let's see. All right, that is pretty loud. Okay, but I think that's what we want, and so we are going to cut everything but that. And Let me see. We're going to probably do some fade in here. So I wish we had an ADSR envelope on this, right? I don't think there is an envelope on. I don't think there's a thing for that. So we can do a fade in. Whoops, I do not want to do that. So you want to select just the bit of it. Yeah, that should be about right. So we want to fade in. And so we'll see how that sounds. Nope, that's way too slow. Way too slow of fade in. So we're going to get closer here. We're going to try. You don't want it to do that because it's too sharp, but you do want it to have a little bit. How about a 20th of a second, right? So let's do fade in, and we'll try this. Let's see. And I do not know. Let me see. Will it let me? Yeah, good. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's cool. All right. So we've got that sound. How long do we want it to be? Maybe. Right? I think that's about right. We don't want it any longer than that for sure. So we're going to do that. We're going to get rid of that stuff. And we're going to try, let's see, effect, pitch, change pitch. Is this going to do? Yeah, without changing tempo. Okay, so we want to go C5 to maybe C4. And let me see. That's probably about right. So we're going to do that. I'm going to turn this down a little bit just because it is a bit obnoxious. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. And then we want to copy this, I think. Let's see. Edit. Duplicate. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take that. We're going to leave that one there. We're going to... Why is that one different on the end? Is it just me, or is that... Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure what's up with that. Okay, so anyway, we've got this. Let's get in here. And yeah, I'm not sure why that is. I think it ended. I must have hit something. It ended something on that. Okay, so we're going to do... Or it was the pitch thing. So we're going to do this one. We're going to go... Let me see. We're going to do a change pitch. And we're going to go... Let me see. We're going to go G. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be an E. E4. And we're going to go... Let's see. We're going to go E3. And G3 maybe. We'll try it like a C major. And let's see what... Yeah, that's what happened there. Okay, so let's do this. We'll leave that there. And then we're going to select this, and we're going to do the pitch change. So we're going to do this again. And then we're going to preview the whole thing. See? It sounds like some depressing... I need like some reverb and that kind of thing too on here. So let's see. Effect. And... Let me try one more before I do that. Let me see. Does that... It needs like one more pitch. So we're going to copy this track. We're going to duplicate this track again. Let's see. Does that have a duplicate there? No. So we're just going to select this track. We're going to duplicate. And then on this one, we're going to see, we just want to select this. And we're going to change pitch, and let me see. We have that. Let's see if G, I think it's going to be 2. I think it's just probably going to be 2, do something like, yeah, I want it to be like kind of off key, because I think if we do it all Yeah, see, that sounds better. If it's like exactly on pitch, then it's going to sound weird, right? And so let's see. We're probably going to end up shortening this anyway. So let's select all of this, if it'll let us. Yep, we've got all of it, and we're going to try like an echo or something. No, we don't want echo. We want reverb, I think. And let me see. Let's see if we can, what kind of cathedral. That's way too. The little curve in there. It's not just it's air. And because I'm kind of thinking we should just chop it right before that and then extend it out. I'm not sure. Because it seems like that thing is the one that's really making it sound bad. Let me see what else we have. Large room. So that's the difference. Yeah, that little curve in there needs to go. So we're going to see if we can do that. Let me see. See if I can get... Because I think it's... Let's see, let's try it this way. I think it's about there. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to select all of this. Yep, and then we're going to trim to selection. Whoops, wrong way. Trim to selection. There we go. We're going to get rid of this stuff. Okay, so we should have just that. We can take this, we can copy it, go to the end, paste it, and then we're going to reverse it. And that should hopefully... Yeah, it's doing that. Okay. I'm wondering if I can maybe make it fade over. So let's see. We're going to reverse it again. I might have just picked a bad spot to do that. Yeah, I just want a smaller repeat here. Let me see. Maybe if we can come out to, let's see, what would it be doing after that? Because it almost seems like we should be able to chop it there. It's all at different places though too. Okay, you know what I can do here? Let's see, let's do this. We're gonna do this one here, and we're going to go to the end and paste it, and we're going to reverse it. Let's see, solo. Alright, that one's not too bad. And then what we can do is we can take this one, we're going to go like this, copy, we're going to go to the end. So I'm going to try... No, I don't want that end. I want the end of this. Let's see if maybe if we overlap them at different places, if it won't be so bad. Let's see. So we'll do solo. And we'll do redo. And then we're going to reverse it. We'll see how this one plays. I'm not sure. Let me see. Alright, what about... I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work. I might have to just look online for a buzzer sound. But I wanted to try this out. So the other thing we could do is we could take this... and we could maybe do an echo. delay time. Let's see. That was weird. Is it just me? Did that not seem to do anything? Undo echo. Let's see, let's try this. I don't know if you need a longer... I don't know if you need a longer selection or what. Let's see. Let's try selecting something longer here. Effect, echo. What is it doing? It's like it's just cutting off. I'm not sure if it's even doing anything at all. Okay. Decay factor, delay time. Oh, yeah, let me see. 0.1. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it just cuts off. I'm wondering why it's doing that. Okay, maybe we can bring this stuff back and we can try echoing all this and see how it works. Let's see, effect, echo, you do 0.2. Let's see how that looks. It's not super horrible. So you know what? I'm gonna just stick with that. I think we spent enough time doing that. I'm gonna stick with that, and I'll probably end up, you know, goofing around looking online to see what else I can find. So I'm gonna take those two sounds, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to hook them up to the timer. So I will be back in just a second. Okay, we are back, or I'm back. I seem to have problems just trying to decide between those two. But anyway, I want to get the font into here, and so one of the things I did this before, and so it was in this file, and so I think I just need to do this style. We're going to do background color. I'm not sure if I want to do the body part of the style, but we'll take that out if it's not working. And let me see, I need that just after before the script. Okay, so this should, let me see, instead of div I want to do span, or I could do div. Here, we'll just do this, right? Put that in a div, and that should be good to go on that. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the sounds, and so I need to figure out the sound. Let me see here. I've got a thingy here that I looked up, and it is this text for how to play a sound. I actually have another thing where I played sounds, but I just didn't want to look on my hard drive for it, so I just Googled. So we're going to do this, and so this is going to be not that, it's going to be, let me see, whoops, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to select, not open it. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then the finished tone. So let me see here, where is our run complete? We're going to grab our time, and then we're going to play the sound. So we have Ninja Finish Tone.wave, and we'll put that in here. There we go. Okay, so now we should have the right, let me see, we should have the right, there we go. Now we've got the background.
Cool. Okay, so it's got that. Nice, the decimal point is a line. All right, so when the player hits the buzzer. All right, and let me do one more thing here. That is hilarious. Let me see. I cannot, my brain is not functioning on these icons. Okay, so I want to start the beeps after 1 second. So let me see, we're going to do var played beeps, see, no camel case, and equals false. So we're going to do that equals false, and then we're going to go down here, and then we're going to go if not played beeps, and we're going to try that. I'm just going to try it, and then we're going to do that. Ninja finish tone. Okay, finish tone, and we're also going to set played equals true. Okay, so now it will only play that the first time. Whoops, it will only play that the first time because that matters. And then after, whoops, does that? No, I wanted to do start tones. Why did I change that to finish tone? Because I'm an idiot? Yeah. Okay. All right, so that should do it. And let's see here. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is we're going to make it offset. So let me see. I've not played beeps. And so we know that it automatically does the true-false evaluation there, so you don't have to go e equals. So we can do that too if not running. Not that it matters, but... And let's see, if played beeps and total time is greater than 3, 2, 1. I think that's right. So we'll do that. We'll even do greater than equals so that's not off by a millisecond, right? Okay, and that should give us our start tones. We can even close this out. So we're going to go let me see, did that start at 0? Let's try that again. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And let me see. We can make it just like that little dot down there. We can make it I'm trying to think of what else I need to do here. So the screen size needs to be figured out too, but I can just format to the specific screen, so that's not a big problem. And let me see what else I wanted to. I might even make it so that it doesn't show the time. Why don't we just do that? Let's take this out and equals let's do this. Okay. Let's try this and see how it looks. If I put something like start, then people are going to start running. And let me try, let's see how this font scales up to. So we can do, let me see, is that in the CSS? Font size, yeah, we can go 248. We'll try that. Try 250 pixels ish. See how that looks. Ready. Is it me or does it seem like it's beeping? I don't know. Let me see. Let me try that again. No, that looks like it's right. So yeah, because you should be going right as the first tone starts. Okay. So we'll try that again. One more time. And then yeah, okay. Oh, that's working. All right, so we could even make that a different color. We could leave it red. We could get a different font, whatever. But I think I think the functionality is all there. And so was there anything else that I wanted to do in there before? I mean, I could even make that, I could make the timeout do faster, do 25, something like that, or even 10. I don't know if there's a point where it like starts double doing stuff. Let's see. We can try this, and let's see. Okay. So yeah, see, I could make it just not show the milliseconds until the end. We could also do that. And it might make more sense. This is a little too busy. So why don't we try doing that? And let me see here. So that's going to be milliseconds to time. And do I want to return that, or that? So if I go show ms, show milli, and let me see. Because I'm thinking I can do that, and then we can go total time false, right? And then we can, on this one, when it's finished, when the run is complete, we can go show and then true. And then if show milli, and we can do here, we can do that, else we're going to return all this. Why is that all out of whack? It's weird. Okay, we're going to do that because that's important. So milli yes, and if without this we're going to go like that. We just show seconds. Because I mean, you don't need to see tenths of a second when you're running, do you? I mean, we could do tenths of a second, but let me see. You could do milliseconds divided by 100. And not that I need the parentheses there, but I like, personally, I like visually separating that stuff. And so let's see. Let's try this. So it's going to show. What is it doing? Oh, it's showing the decimal point. Okay, so I'm like pointing at the screen now. It's showing with my finger, like, hey, it's that. But yeah, so it's a 10 point, yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll just turn off the milliseconds altogether. So we'll do, let me see. I mean, I could do a modulus on that, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I think it's fine. Like this, we're going to go, because basically that's just going to be for like the rare tiebreaker in case two people start at the same time. Did I reload this? I don't think I reloaded it. Oh, there we go. Cool. So let's try that again and see how it looks. 0. Okay, cool. So we can also just do one other thing we could do here is instead of saying ready, we can go, right? Look how the hours is on there. I don't think we need the hours. Why don't we take off the hours? And we can take off the hours here. I don't think we need hours. We can do that. That will be a little bit better. I mean, I could do like tenths of a second. Let me see. Yeah, I could. Nah, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. Okay. We'll do that when it's finished. So we'll try one more time. And it should show. Let's see if it wraps around again. It does fine. Okay, good. And then it shows milliseconds. Okay, cool. So we're going to refresh. We're going to try this one more time. Why is it saying ready? It shouldn't say ready. Let me go back. I did. What did I change to the 0, 0? What did I change to make? Oh, okay. It's that. All right. So we did it here. We'll do that. Okay. I got it. All right. So we've got it reset twice was the thing. I had it resetting twice in 2 different locations. Okay, good. That is perfect. I think that is perfect. We could even make this. I can do a bunch of HTML and get it centered and all that stuff, but I think you guys got the idea. I don't think you need to see all the boring CSS and all that. And so the one last thing is I need to figure out how to get this button and this thing into a container where we can put it in various places and people can smack the button to finish their run. And so this is obviously going to have to be, there's also, I don't know if you can see it on here, but there's like an on-off switch on the side. And you're probably going to want to be able to take this out and turn off the on-off switch in order to not wear down the battery, you know. And so there's that thing too. And so I want to make this portable and take apartable. That's a word, right? It's a real word. But yeah, I'm going to try that. I'm going to see what I can figure out. I'm going to look at what I've got around the house and everything, because it's a do-it-yourself type of thing, and I will see what I can figure out. And so we'll do that in the next part. And yeah, we'll just chop it here, and we'll see you in the next part. All right, I am back, and I have this thing, which you cannot see, but I have a piece of, I believe it's 2-inch PVC, and I have this cap. And so what I can do is this button fits beautifully on the top of this PVC pipe, as you can see. Let me see here. So you can see that it fits beautifully on top of the PVC. And so, but I want it to be able to remove it and add it to the top pretty easily with this little snap-on cap. You can hear it snapping on and off. And so that way I can take it out and that kind of thing. And so what I did was I took the connection to the micro switch off of the button. I like how it's green, or it's clear. But yeah, so I took this off, and there are these 2 pieces here. We have these 2 pieces here, which a nut and a washer. Okay, so those go on, and those can seal this onto the invisible cap. And so I'm going to I'm going to put the right size hole in this cap. So let me see if I can get this to work without chopping off my fingers. There we go. And so yeah, we've just got this thing. Let me see. Should be able to. Yay! It's making a huge mess in my office. I hope you guys appreciate this. Can you see the... No, you can't. You can see the invisible spots on me as the stuff flies. All right. Okay, well, I don't want to jam through and hit something. So let me do this down here. All right. There we go. God. There's just green stuff all over now. I'm totally going to have to clean up my office now. Okay, so I can just pop this, the invisible piece out. I know I can turn off the green screen, but this is funnier. So let's see here. We can pop out that piece. Look, magic, right? The magic of television and stuff. Okay, so, or as Gregory Hines said, movies is magic. So what we should be able to do is put this through here. It's not getting old yet. Okay, and then we can screw this on like that. I probably could have had this done like 20 times faster too if I wasn't doing all this stuff at weird angles so you could see. So you better appreciate that too. And so what we've got is we can put this back on here. It should just push right on. There we go. Because it was kind of just held on there with friction. There we go. Okay. So we are back to that. And now the other thing is I do need to be able to get, this is the on-off switch. And so what I did, I duct tape. There's duct tape that's green on this thing too. So up here on this end, I basically, you can see where the wires are coming out. I don't want the wires on these that are soldered onto these contacts to be just wobbling around, because every time they bend, they're going to try to pull the traces off the board, which they will very quickly. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to secure this chunk to this, where I'm just going to use probably a whole bunch of hot glue. Just make a giant, use this little hook in here to get the hot glue through so that it can't pull out. And so that way this and this are stuck together, and this isn't just hanging by the wires and stuff. And so there's no stress being put on these contacts here, these solder joints here, or any of these joints. So yeah, that's going to be a big mess doing the hot glue. And I suppose I can just do that in my office, but I don't think I'm going to do that on camera because it's probably going to take a while. And I don't know, maybe I will. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck in my office because everybody's home. I don't want to do that in the middle of in the middle of the house with all the other noise. But anyway, that's what we've got so far. And so that just sticks into here and it pops on, and then you can smack the button. And so then basically we can put this, there we go. We can put this PVC pipe. I mean, we can take any 2-inch PVC pipe. So they could mount it in various places in the gym. We can put it on there's green stuff everywhere. We can put it on a wooden stand type of thing that telescopes up or whatever. So, but yeah, there's our portable button, and I'm gonna get the hot glue added onto that, and maybe I'll film that and maybe I won't. But if not, I hope you enjoy, and I will put in pictures of the end product. And yeah, and I'll probably post the JavaScript on Pastebin or whatever in case anybody really cares. All 2 or 3 of you who saw this. But yep, that's gonna be it, and we'll see you in the next part or in the next video. All right, I guess we're gonna do this. So I just need to make sure before I seal this thing up that there's nothing else I'm going to need to get out of here. No, there's nothing else. I've got the on-off switches on the other end, so that's fine. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get some through this little crack here. You get some inside there so that it can make a nice spot against there. So that basically has a nice hold on it.
And let's see here. Get this hooked around here and up here. So this should have a nice, I mean, I could even take a toothpick in there and jam it between there, but I think I like the gestures with the, do the gestures with the with the hot glue gun work? But yeah, so we're going to get that. Let's see, I'm going to put some bend in here just so that we've got extra here. And I don't want that sitting on there. Probably not, right? And yeah, I want to put some bend in there so that this can actually be closer. And for the most part, I just want kind of a blobby thing to connect these two. And a silicone, this is basically silicone rubber or whatever, so it should be, or whatever it is, but it's non-conductive. So it shouldn't be a problem as far as the switch. Now the thing I have to be careful about though is aligning this so that, ow, 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 got it on my finger. But yeah, aligning this so that when it gets on the tube, let me get that off my finger. But yeah, aligning this so that, nice, so that when it's inside a tube, don't get it on the top, that's not good. But yeah, so that when it's inside a tube, it's not, you know, falling out. So that's going to be the real trick to this. And I think we're going to hold it this way, because that looks like that'll do it. And let's see if I can get this to bridge across here. See if I can get it to bridge across at all. Go. I'm not helping it by doing that. Here. Get a little bit more here. There we go. Hopefully we can blob it enough that it'll stick. I don't want this all over my mouse pad either. This is my mouse pad that I'm working on, that's why I put paper over it. But yeah, let's see, we can turn it upside down here, get a little bit running back the other way. It's very hot. I don't know if I've got this on the hot setting. Probably need to turn down the setting on it. Let me see. Try turning that down to the lower setting, not that it's probably not going to make much difference now, but let's see. Should be able to, I think once this blob that we've got on here cools enough, it should hold it strongly enough in place that I can then reinforce it. I just hope that stuff on the top didn't damage the plastic, because it's about the temperature where that plastic can start to melt, depending on the type of plastic. But let's see, come on, it's it's still warm. Let me see if I can sit this back here. Is it massive enough to hold it? Yeah. Let me see if I can pick these off. Yeah, good, they are coming off. That's good, because I didn't want that to be all messed up. Then I have to buy a new button. And then the project would cost me $15. A whole 15 instead of 10. Unless you count the cost of the kitty litter cap and the hot glue, right? Okay, so it is still hot. I can't believe how, man, I've never seen hot glue take this long to cool off. Never seen it that runny for that long. But it looks like it's starting to stiffen up a little bit. See if we can get that to stiffen. There we go. Because then we can also turn it upside down and kind of blob the whole back end of this thing. Because I mean, I can just go from this part all the way back. I just don't want to get it in the battery compartment there. So that's basically the only area of concern. And I think I'm going to have like the tiniest little burn on my finger. There's just a little hint of a sting. Okay, it's soft, but not... Okay. It's soft, but it's not completely cooled yet, as far as I can tell. And I have scissors over here that I can grab to get rid of this chunk. There we go. Not that it matters at this moment, but okay. So we've got some on here, and I think we can get another bridge across here. There we go. Maybe some inside there. What I should do is I should spread it thin on here first, because then it'll cool more quickly. A better surface area to volume ratio, right? Get that to cool in there, if we can. And some over on this side. Get some of this bridged across again. There we go. So I'm going to let this cool a little bit too. And make sure that the micro switch is still in position. Now watch, when I get all this glued on, that's when I discover that the hot part like damaged something permanently, and it like the micro switch is some special type that's super heat sensitive or something stupid like that. How can things go wrong, right? In what ways can it possibly be screwed up? Yeah, you can tell I used to work quality assurance, huh? Okay. We will try. I think I'm going to try a little bit more over here, between these two spots. There we go. And probably even a little bit up here. Get it grabby, a little bit more grabby. So I think you get the idea. I think you can see what we're doing here, and that this is going to hold the thing in place without stressing the wires and the contacts and stuff. So I'm just going to let this cool off, and I will show you guys the results.
Alright, that's the entire project, and as you see, we got to try it out in the gym. We tried it out quite a few times, and it worked really great no matter where we put it. And so yeah, that's the whole thing, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.